You have tuned in to a replay of my live stream, which is, where am I? My 21-day gratitude abundance challenge, day 5, replay live stream of my Insight Timer live stream, which I'm doing every day for 21 days in January. Those of you who are here from Insight Timer catching the replay, welcome. So good to see you. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. This channel is all about strategies to be an empowered empath. So, welcome if this is your first time. I just need to quickly go and get my journal because I've taken notes. For my notes. Okay, here we go, time. Namaste. Namaste everyone, so lovely to see you. Welcome. We're up to day 5, can you believe it? 5 days of gratitude. It's 5 days of abundance. Get it right. 5 days of abundance. Leanne and Luann, namaste. Hello. Hello, Joanna. Luann, how are you feeling today? I was hoping you'd be here. Can I send you any Reiki? Do I have your permission? Denise, welcome. Beautiful. It's always so good to be here. I can't believe we're up to day 5 already. Amazing. Okay, welcome. Welcome. Sarah is in the house. Welcome, Sarah. Hey, Lise. Lovely to have you here. Hi, Louisa. Welcome. Welcome. How is everyone feeling? What's happening? Has anything transpired for you? Time does fly when we are having fun. Has anything, have you had any epiphanies? Morning, Jenny. Has anything happened in the last 24 hours since we last spoke that has birthed something into creation for you? Has anything shifted for you? Just doing a recap. Beautiful, Leanne. Beautiful. Leanne says she's feeling uplifted. And look, the whole thing about abundance, the whole thing, hey Lily, welcome. The whole thing about creating, manifesting, creating what you want for your life is that you feel joyful, is that you feel happy, that you feel uplifted, that your heart is open, that you are vibrating to the frequency of what it is that you want to create. No one wants to create misery and sadness for themselves. No one wants that. But if you're vibrating in that energy of sadness, that energy of desperation, welcome Magpie, then that is what you will attract. Oh, that's huge, Leanne. You're not letting the little things bother you. Beautiful. Rising above it. Oh, Joanna. How funny that your hairdresser felt comfortable to talk to you about that. There's maybe a little bit of a message in that. What did you tell her? Oh, beautiful, Jenny. You saw each chakra color as you went through them. That's awesome. Hey, Stacey, welcome. Very woo-woo, Joanna. It's funny when you actually start stepping into that, how other people start picking up on it and feeling. But it's okay to start talking to you about spirits in their house. Beautiful. Okay, so vibrating to the energy that you want to cultivate in your life. If you want misery, if that's you've decided, you've woken up and said, oh, you know what, I just want to have a really sad life, then you go ahead with your fine self and vibrate at that frequency. But if you want good things, then you have to vibrate at the frequency of joy, abundance, and good stuff. Okay? That's our little recap So let's pick a card and let's begin. Hello Lucy, lovely to see you. This is the pack that we are picking from for people catching the replay. The pack that we are working from for the next 21 days. Hello Diana. So today we are talking about the energy of giving. The energy of giving. Luann, you didn't tell me how you feel, and is it okay for me to send you Reiki? Just give me a little love heart emoji or something if I have your permission. Ooh. Okay, here we go. We're talking about Namaste from New York, Namaste Robin from New York. We are talking about the energy of giving. Good evening, Kayla. Ah, this card again, you guys. I am patient. I wonder if this card is talking to me because I was having a moment in the shower today. And I remembered this popped into my mind. Just be patient. I am patient, knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. I love it too, Magpie. And this is the third time in 5 days that this has come up. You need to be patient. I had to remind myself today that here in Australia it is only the 5th day of the new year. And I am expecting all of these miraculous things to have happened already. Getting ahead of myself. Sometimes you just have to do the work and be patient. Right? Beautiful. So if you are having trouble being in the moment and being patient, know that you are not alone. I have my hand up. I too struggle with that. Alright, so the energy of giving. Let's talk about giving. It's difficult, Jenny, right? I want all the things right now. So, the energy of giving. Let's talk about giving. So, it's so hard. So, you will know, you will have heard that as you give, so you shall receive. I'm sure you've heard that saying. And that in order to receive, you need to first give. Right? All really, really true sayings. Any of you who have had spent time in church will have had that saying in particular drilled into you. And it is absolutely true. It is absolutely true. Whatever it is that you want, you must first give it. So if you want people to be honest with you, are you being honest with people? If you want people to give you unconditional love, what sort of love are you sharing with people? Are you being, judgmental, but then expecting people to not judge you? You receive what you give. But then that can also be turned into, and we also, if you've spent a lot of time in church, in particular the Pentecostal church, you will have felt the flip side of that, in that people give in order to receive. Yes, Joanna, absolutely. That is good energy. So, you go to church, and I don't mean to offend any Pentecostals here. I found Jesus in a Pentecostal church. I have no issues with Pentecostals, anyone in church, okay? Any religion, no issues. But I'm just using this as an example. So you go and the pastor tells you at the altar that you won't receive the blessing of God unless you tithe. Or he tells you that, he just pretty much tells you that if you give freely and generously, then God will give freely and generously back to you. what I would like to say is that what did you give to have the trees outside? What did you give to have the grass that grows so that you can walk comfortably on the grass? What did you give to have the ocean to swim in? What did you give to have the beautiful sky above you? What did you give to have rain fall? Nothing. It's God, the creator, the earth, whatever it is you believe in, just gives of that. Just gives. So when you give, it is all the energy is the best energy to step into abundance is to give because you can. Thank you, Louisa. It is to give simply because you can. Right, Jenny? we're not, that's because we're not taught that. We're not taught that. It's already all there. To give because you simply can. And in that giving from that spirit of I want to give, that is when you start to receive the blessings, because then you have stepped into this. I'm even using church words now, excuse me. You start stepping into that cycle of energy. Remember, in my live at the end of last year, I spoke about this cycle of this cycle of abundance. If you missed it, it is on my YouTube, the replay. So the energy behind giving, while you must give to receive, that is an absolute, irrefutable truth. The fact of giving to receive, having that energy that I want to receive, so therefore I will give, is not really abundant. Because then you're putting strings on what you're expecting. You're putting expectations on your giving. Now, how many of you have been given a gift, given something, and the moment that you've been given it, you're thinking, I'm going to pay for this. I really want this gift, but I know I'm going to pay for this somewhere down the line. What do they want? What do they want from me? How many of you have had that? I've had that. I've had that where I have been given, yes, right? You know, this comes with strings attached and I am going to pay for this gift. It's a horrible feeling. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Now, how many of you have given because you have felt obligated to? Because you felt like, well, I have to do this. I'm horrible if I don't do this. I'm a horrible person if I don't give. Yeah, right? Yes. All of us. How many? I don't know if this happens in the country that you live in, but in Australia we have charities. Charities. Oh, don't you love that? I put them in. Anyway, I have some issues with them. But anyway, so we have charities, and they set up tables outside of the supermarket exits and entries. And you're just like, I'm just going off to, buy my bananas. And because I don't like shopping in supermarkets. I'll always shop in the smallest, most independent shop that I can find. But for some reason, supermarkets always have the best bananas. So I'm off to buy my bananas in the supermarket. And thankfully, my supermarket has got 2 entrances, 2 exits. And I can see those young people. They always employ young people, usually backpackers who just need to make some money so that they can keep traveling, right? So there are these young people that are trying to get your attention as you walk out of the supermarket so that you will sign up to give money. And there is this sense of obligation when you see them, because there are always these amazing causes, Save the Children, or the Deaf Society, or things that are worth sharing your money with, worth giving to. But you come out of the supermarket and they bombard you. They're right there. You can't So there's a sense of obligation. So I always go in and out the other entrance because I can't be at both entrances. But that sort of that energy of giving is, I feel obligated. I don't want to say no to you. This is a good cause. I should feel like giving to you. But then inside you're like, I don't want to. Hey Flo, welcome. Does that happen in the US and Canada? It's bad here, it's rife. I think it's just a horrible practice. And then if you give 2 seconds of thought to where your money actually goes, yeah, anyway. But, so what was I saying? So that is feeling obligated holiday time, right? Yeah, when everyone's taking advantage of when everyone should be feeling like, oh, it's the season to give and all the rest of it. Oh my word, Joanna. See, it feels predatory, doesn't it? It's predatory. But now, anyway, I'm going off on a different tangent. But so the energy when you see those people, dodgy as, exactly, Sarah. Dodgy as, that's an Australian thing. When you feel that energy, it's icky energy. And remember that when you step into the cycle of energy, you're kind of creating and manifesting that. So those charities are actually manifesting that negative energy. They're not really in service anymore because they're manipulating people to get money. So if to receive you must first give, but you want to create good energy, you don't want to obligate anyone to give. So then you are giving from a place of pureness. You are giving from a place of, I'm going to give because I simply can. And that, when you give from that place, it actually opens up the avenues. It opens up what you can give. Because if you think about it, these charities are asking for your money. You can't go up to those young people and say, I've got no money to give you, but I can give you an hour of my time. They're going to look at you like, well, that is absolutely no good to me. I want your money. But there are so many different ways that you can give. So for example, I'll use myself as an example. When I started on Insight Timer, I actually wanted to teach yoga. And I'll use this story again in another because it fits beautifully. But for today, I wanted to teach yoga. And Insight Timer, when I first went to schedule, I was only able to talk. So, I mean, I could have just said, oh, well, fine. I'm not going to do it because I want to give yoga. But my mindset, we were in the middle of the pandemic, and I thought to myself, well, what can I do? I live a relatively comfortable and safe life, very safe life. I was able to stay at home. I didn't have to go out into the world and put myself at risk. My husband did not lose any of his income, so we had everything that we needed to get through the pandemic. And we didn't, in Australia at that time, our government was doing the right thing. So we were safe. We were safe from the pandemic. We didn't have the stresses and the horrors that we were watching on TV that were happening around the world. So my mindset was, what can I do? What can I do to help people? And here was Insight Timer telling me that I could talk, that I could share meditation. So I started giving. I did not even know that we could get donations on this platform. It was just something that I could do. I could sit down in my meditation space and share what I knew. There was no obligation to it. But then what happened was you all started thanking me with donations or with follows. You would follow me, or you would leave me beautiful comments, you joined my circle. I have a circle, the Namaste Collective, and in that circle we stepped into even more abundant energy because we started loving on each other and helping each other to lift our energies during what was a really dark time. We created a real community, and I don't use that word lightly. It's a real community in that circle. We help each other out. So that all of that wonderfulness, wonderful things came, and from that I will freely admit that I now have a business online, which is something that I had been wanting to create for 3 years. I had been working so hard on trying to create an online business. In 2021, that manifested for me, but it manifested because I found a way to give without any expectation. I still had no expectation. When people come to me from this platform, from Instagram, from YouTube, wherever they come from me, from word of mouth, they come to me because they want to, because I have given out of my heart. And then in that way, the right things come back to me as well. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful group, isn't it, Flo? And I am able to keep in, because I have stepped into that energy abundance in the goodlies, in the right way. I didn't come on here thinking, how many donations can I make? Because I just stepped into this in the right way of giving because I could, because I wanted to help. There was no obligation for me to do anything. I chose to do it. And I love to show up and give here because I am in that energy. The things that come back to me are the things that satisfy me and fill my heart. They are the things that I have wanted. I've hustled for 3 years to have an online business. And I did all the things that the business gurus told me to do, which was give free webinars, give free this, give exactly flow, give free that. But every time I was creating something for an email list or creating something for a, well, it's always about your email list, or giving something away on Instagram, it was to get more followers, or to build an email list so that I could then sell something to them. I was giving because I wanted something back. When I started here, I was giving because I wanted to. I was giving because I could. I was giving because I was safe and secure, and out of that I wanted to help people who weren't maybe feeling so safe and so secure. So, oh, Anami, I'm so sad to hear that. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. So, that is the correct energy of abundance. Now, it's the same thing with your donations here. We are asked to ask for donations. And I know that, beautiful Sarah, I'm so glad to hear that. And I know that many teachers do ask for your donations, and that is absolutely fine, because some people feel comfortable with that. I like to think every time you, oh, namaste Richard, it is my pleasure. Every time that one of you donates, it is, I feel, because I don't ask for it and I don't expect it, I feel like, I helped someone. That is like a thank you. Something shifted for you out of something that I said. So even in that, it is still the right energy, because I am not asking you or pressuring you or telling you, I'm here so you should donate. And Louisa, namaste. Thank you for your donation. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you so much. So what was I saying? I'm not expecting it and I'm not asking for it. So when you do, it is because you can. It is just because you can. And you're giving me money, which I really appreciate, but at the same time, you are giving me a sense of satisfaction. Is satisfaction the right word? I get a feeling like I made a difference. I did something right. It's you showing your appreciation as opposed to me asking you because I'm giving you my time. Do you feel the difference in that? I would show up and do this for no, even if there was no little donation button, because it's awesome. It's so much fun to hang out with you. Giving from a place of love, exactly. There you go, flow. So flow is in that abundant energy because he is receiving from teachers, so he is giving. Huge difference, right, Luann? So think about the places that you go to get spiritual teaching that demand it. But send that little basket around and make you feel bad. You know. I don't need to, I don't want to, whatever. So that is the right energy to give from. And it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be money. Whatever it is that you may be in a financial position where giving money is like, well, I can give her $5 or I can eat, right? I can buy myself 2 potatoes and a thing of garlic and make myself a potato and garlic soup. So, which is absolutely delicious. If that's all you have, $5, 2 potatoes and a clove of garlic, yum. Oh, and a stock cube. Yes, you have flow. Yes, you have. Yeah. And it's like, that was like a gift of friendship, which is huge. So, flow is demonstrating it doesn't have to be money. It can be, he sent me a beautiful video thanking me. And the whole day I was like, oh, wow. From California. Like, how random that me here in Brisbane, Australia, will talk to somebody in California and they will take time out of their day to thank me. You can give time. You can smile at someone. You can thank them. You can go around to someone's house and, clear the leaves off of their front lawn or get rid of the snow off their driveway. Or there are so many ways that you can enter into giving. And if you're trying to manifest and create an abundant life, what can you give from your heart with no obligation, just so that you can step into the cycle of abundance? Because whatever you want to receive, if you want to receive, you must first give. Aha. And Anami, there you go. It doesn't have to be money. What else can you give? You don't even have to give to the teacher here on Insight Timer. What can you take something that you've learned and share it with someone else? Can you take something that you've learned and use it to do something for somebody else? Reiki and positive vibrations, exactly. Can you sit down in your meditation space, wherever that is, and close your eyes and think about somebody who needs something and just send love? Because, energy transcends time and space. We could, if we wanted to today, and if Anami is open to it, we could sit down, envision her name, think of her name, Anami, and send her love, send her healing vibes. That is giving. And if you are super healthy, then you don't particularly need healing vibes, but that is something that you can give. Yeah. What can you give to step into the energy of abundance? Of course, Anami, it's my pleasure. My pleasure. Can you give of your time? Can you write somebody a letter that you haven't spoken to? That is giving in a long time. Tell them, I remember when we used to hang out and how amazing it was. What can you give? Yeah, Magpie, that's beautiful. That's giving. That's giving of energy. There are so many ways that you can give, but when you do it, give because you can, as opposed to because I want something. And on the flip side of that, when somebody, a huge gift, Sarah, a huge gift, when somebody is asking you of something and you don't want to give it, don't give out of obligation as well. Don't give because, oh, I feel like I have to. Because that is, it's not good energy either. How icky do you feel? How icky do you feel that you've given? You know, I had a friend once who we were living together and she was a student. We were both going to church, and she went and spoke to the pastor and said that she wanted to give all of her student allowance. In Australia we have something called Austudy, which is a very meagre student allowance, so that you can just study full time and just work a little if you want to. So she decided that she wanted to give all of her Austudy payment as a tithe to the church. And the pastor said, oh yes, wonderful. And then, well, that meant that she couldn't pay her rent, she couldn't afford to feed herself, she was walking to uni every day in the stinking heat. Well, what can you do then that isn't, what can you give, Lila, other than reaching out or connecting? Because we're always capable of giving. Yeah, by listening and being there. Beautiful, Magpie. So yes, so she tithed all her money, and then she couldn't pay the rent, and she couldn't eat, and she was walking everywhere. And the pastor said, because I went and spoke to the pastor about it, because I was like, I have to pay her rent, dude. I go to work so that I can live a nice, pay my rent, eat well. But now I can't do anything that I want to do because I have to pay her rent. And he told me that I should see this as an opportunity to support her in giving to God. And I tried so hard to step into that energy, but it just felt like a burden, because I was now forced and obligated to pay this lady's rent, and I could not cook a meal in front of her and then watch her go hungry. So then I had to buy groceries for both of us and feed her as well. And what that meant was that then I fell behind on bills that I wanted to do, and then I couldn't give to the church as I wished to out of my own heart because I was supporting her. Right? So that I stepped into a really icky energy because I was being obligated to give. In hindsight now, I would have been a little bit more, well, Pastor, you're going to have to pay her rent because otherwise we're going to be thrown out. Right? I would have been a little bit more, but back then I was young. So don't feel obligated to give, because then you enter into an icky cycle. That ickiness actually destroyed our friendship. I actually ended up moving out of the house because I thought to myself, I cannot just be, I felt resentful towards her. So I was giving, but I was feeling resentful because I felt obligated that I had to give. So do not step into obligation if you can help it, okay? You've experienced something similar, yeah. It's not good. It's not good. Beautiful. So that is my 30 minutes. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for all of your comments here, taking care of each other. That's what I love about our community. See, this here is evidence of, thank you, Magpie. Oh, Nami, I'll share the card again. Thank you. I was backed into a corner, exactly, Karen, and it was kind of taking advantage because the pastor knew that I was never ever going to let her go without food because that is my nature. So let me find the card. Oh, I've put it back in the pack. Here it is. That was the card, Anami. So, what I love about the community that we have created is that we love on each other all the time. There is no obligation for you to leave comments in the comment section and to help each other, but you do. And that is a magnificent thing. Amazing, right, Joanna? Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for being here, giving of your time and your comments and your love. Amazing. Wonderful, Anami. Oh, that's great. Great. So, take care of yourself. Take care of yourselves. Blessings to all of you, yes. I will be here again tomorrow, sharing more. I don't know what I will speak on tomorrow. I do know that on day 7, we are just going to integrate. I'm going to get my harp bowl, my music bowl. Absolutely, Richard. This. And I'm going to do an affirmation meditation, and you can all just receive some lovely loveliness. That's in 2 days. Beautiful. Namaste to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there. And I'll speak with you tomorrow. Forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I do. I have journaled the chakras in an hour. I scheduled this before I decided to do the 21 days. So if you're around in an hour and a half, come and join me. Namaste, my friends. Speak to you soon. Bye. Bye. Namaste, YouTube.